Hi, my name is Steve Gunn. I am a guitar player and singer, originally from Philadelphia. I came up with the idea of writing the song Vagabond after I saw the film named Vagabond for the probably 10th time, made by Agnes Varda. And I was thinking about this character in the film.
I came from the sea, caught and gracefully. The night is cold, but you know it felt so free.
Almost in real time, she kind of takes this journey and meets all these people, and just the story of how she just is kind of a wanderer and she's sort of moving through these different landscapes. I tend to write a lot about traveling, and I travel quite a bit. You have to kind of give up a certain part of yourself to just the unknown, I guess. For me, I really enjoy where things happen randomly. You sit next to someone in a cafe and you have this incredible conversation, or you come across a photograph in a museum, and I try to kind of sing about those kinds of things. I listen to this station based out of New Jersey called WFMU all the time, and actually learned about this Japanese folk singer named Sachiko Kanenobu, who moved here to the States in the 70s. And she recorded this amazing record that was sort of a collector's item amongst record nerds and enthusiasts. And the album's called Mizora, which means sky in Japanese. And it's very sort of atmospheric and just really, really nice, really beautiful. And I was driving one day about a year ago listening to WFMU, and there was Sachiko in the station, being interviewed by a friend of mine, and she was sort of telling her life story and talking about this album that I didn't own it. It's very expensive, but I've, been listening to like files of it for years. It was just this quite an incredible story. She moved from Japan in the early 70s. She married this music journalist named Paul Williams, who had a magazine called Crawl Daddy. He was one of the first people to do intimate interviews with people like Bob Dylan. And so she was with this guy Paul, and they were living in New York in like Soho in the 70s, and so she was hanging out with Dylan, and she was surrounded by all these people. They moved to California, raised a family, and she kind of just didn't really play much after that. Anyway, so I was driving and I heard this interview. It blew me away. She even did a live performance. And I also knew the DJ. So I wrote to the DJ. I said, that was such a cool interview.
Sachiko, thanks so much for doing that great live set for us.
Oh, it was great, great fun.
And then fast forward about a week, unrelated to any of the radio stuff, this friend of mine from San Francisco said, hey, I knew this woman, Sachiko, when I was living in San Francisco kind of in the 80s, and I just spoke to her. I asked her what she was listening to, and guess what? She said your name. And I told him, I said, that's so weird because I was just sharing this interview and all this stuff. So he said, well, you should reach out to her, He gave me her phone number, and I texted her, and she immediately texted me back.
It's all right here on the floor.
And it just so happened that I was traveling to California like that in a few weeks and playing in Sonoma, which is very close to where she lived, at a music festival. Anyway, so I invited her to the festival, and she came with me. And we just kind of became fast friends and kept in touch.
It's such a thrill to have you here in person at WFMU after hearing your records on WFMU for so many years. Tell us a little bit about what's happening for you.
It's kind of strange, why this is happening. I'm questioning myself. Why this is happening in my age? This Light Attic?
Light in the Attic?
Yeah, Light in the Attic. They released this compilation CD.
So she's back now. the album's getting reissued, and there's sort of a new appreciation for it. And she's writing songs again and really excited about everything. So I'm going to try to help her make another record, and we're talking about playing more concerts together, and I hope to go to Japan with her and see if she wants to perform a bit more, because she's quite a good singer and guitar player. And so it's pretty sweet. She's 70 now. I mean, for me, that's an important aspect of traveling and being a musician, and feeling, grateful to be able to meet people that I admire, feel inspired by them, but also, pay respects and make them still be engaged with what they did in the past and what they're doing now.
You can listen to Steve Gunn's albums on your favorite streaming service like Spotify, where you can also find the Frame podcast. And that's our show for today. I'm John Horn. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here tomorrow.